What's going on YouTube? It's Rochelle Tannen. It's June 2nd, 2022. It's about 1:20 on the East Coast here in Philly. I want to jump on to do a quick video about what's going on with this war, this president, and society right now. Let me start this video by saying I like big balls. I like men with big balls. Love them. Back in 2016, I used to get asked, well, why would you vote for Trump? Because Trump had balls. This president has no balls. This president is a fucking liar. And this president's about to get us involved in World War III. You know, a couple weeks ago, Sweden and Finland wanted to join NATO. And Putin and his people told those two countries, listen, if you join NATO, we're going to attack. Putin also let it be known, if you attack Russia, any NATO country, if you attack Russia, we're going to take that as a sign or declaration of war. This idiot president of ours is about to send long-range missiles over to the Ukraine. And if they use those missiles, guess what? We're at war. Major war as well. That didn't happen when Trump was in the office. The other nations knew better. Now we have this weak, soft, ballless president. Now let's not forget, his withdrawal in Afghanistan was a hot mess. He left a lot of our military equipment over there, which the Taliban is flipping and selling and becoming multi-million, if not billionaires right now, selling U.S. military equipment to God knows who. In my right mind, I know Biden's the proper president of this time because he represents the people of this time, especially younger Americans. Right now, as a nation, we're very weak for several different reasons. We'll start the video I did about the PFC that's twerking on TikTok. Our military members should never be on TikTok, more so than any of the other formats, because TikTok came out of China, which China in my lifetime's always hated the United States, and they still do. All that data goes over there to the CCP, the Communist Party of China. China's Communist Party, which can be a big security breach. And we got our officers twerking on TikTok. Then got the fucking unmitigated gall to start crying when you get deployed after bragging about the money the army gives you. We're a weak society because we don't make shit. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from New England. And from New England down to Carolina, we used to make textiles for clothes, guns, and all kinds of goods for this country. Right now, we have to import fucking Enfamil and Similac from other countries. Our shelves are bare because we entrust China to make our products. Weak country. And this president has control of the Senate and the House, so you guys gonna have to explain to me how he's not getting shit done. You're going to have to explain that shit to me. This is like a repeat of the Obama years. How do you have control of all three and still can't get shit done? And playing around like the everyday people don't need relief. Everyday people need relief. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. As an African American, quote unquote, it's very sweet to see Black Americans squirm that voted for Joe Biden. Because like he said, if you didn't vote for him, you ain't black. Like he said with that fool Charlemagne the God. You ain't black. So I guess I'm just not black. Now, I didn't vote in the last election. Had I voted, it would have been for Trump like I voted in 2016 with no apologies. I know why I voted for Trump. Because he's a businessman, not a seasoned politician. Everybody in Washington just about have been there longer than I've been alive. And they've run this country into the fucking ground like they're doing now. They're finishing the job. And Trump had balls. Won't nobody gonna declare war on the U.S. Not with that crazy man in office. And I say crazy in a loving way. Because they call me crazy, so it's all good. Now, when I voted for Trump, I remember people here in Philadelphia calling me all kind of house niggas and things. And a house nigga to me is one of the worst insults you can place on another black person. Because house Negroes in the slavery days, they didn't have it any better than the field Negroes, even if they thought they did. They didn't have it any better. So when a black person calls another black person an Uncle Tom or house niggas simply because they disagree with politics or any other subject, I don't like that shit. Now, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just blacks. A lot of Trump supporters, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, caught hell in his 4 years. And we got talked to like people that are Democrats are so much smarter with their smug, pretentious attitudes. Look at you now. The president I voted for, I was only paying 2 and some change for gas. When I car share on the weekend to do Uber Eats, it takes $70 to fill a Toyota Corolla. I only rent Toyota Corollas and Nissan Sentras for work because I got to be able to park and they're small tanks. $70 for a fucking Corolla, Toyota Corolla, which are excellent on gas, but it's still $70 depending on where you fill up because it may be more than $70. Not looking like a house nigga now, am I? Because their projections are gas is going to be on average $6 by Labor Day. Labor Day is only 2 months away. Can you Negroes really afford it? Now here in Philadelphia, one of the things that kept me in Philadelphia, people ask me over the years, why do you say in Philadelphia? Why do you da 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 da? Philadelphia is this. Someone recently just called Philadelphia the armpit of the country. I didn't say it. Someone from Jersey said it. One of the reasons I stay in Philadelphia and on the East Coast, the Northeast sector, is because of transportation. To Philadelphia's credit, SEPTA, shout out to the men and women over there at SEPTA putting up with you complaining ass niggas, you drug addicts, you people that don't like to pay fare, that act like you know that SEPTA, as I've heard from niggas in the city, they need competition, not knowing what the fuck they're talking about. SEPTA provides excellent transportation, not just here in Philadelphia. They do the surrounding counties. You can get to Jersey via SEPTA Patco. You can get to Delaware. And they have like the mega bus here. In a couple weeks, I'm going to Washington, D.C. to get my hair cut. Their transportation is top notch here in Philly. That's why I stay. And in times like these, I guess I'll be staying at least to the end of the year because SEPTA has their own fucking gas pumps. Now, I've been laughed at. Up until recently, last summer, someone was telling me how jealous I was because this man had a Dodge cross-country van, which I don't drive Dodges, and he had like a Dodge Avenger or some crappy car. And he was telling me how jealous I was and all this. This guy was a single mother's son, so only single mother's sons measure their dick with women, but that's another video. I wonder how he's doing now. Because his cars were like from 2008, 2009. And those tanks in 2008, 2009 at most were built for $4 a gallon gas. That's as high as it got with Bush. About $4 and some change. They weren't built for $7 a gallon gas. Those cars aren't good on gas. I know cars pretty well. I love cars. And a lot of those cars from those years, American-made cars, weren't that great. So I know most niggas like here in Philly, and I know it's other cities. For us poor working black people, we always have to hear how much money you Negroes got and what you got and all this shit. I hope you do have a lot because in a minute, you're going to need it. I love pork bacon, sausage, and I love Genoa salami. I don't eat too much pork other than that. I went to the store in the last month and a half a couple times to get a pack of bacon. That shit's $11.99 a pack. The most I've ever paid for bacon is about $7 if it's thick cut or a specialty bacon. $12 for a pack of bacon? $5 for a carton of eggs? Hell, even ramen noodles are up 50 cents. Well, they used to be 35 cents depending on the store. They're up to 50 cents. And the ones in the cup, 75 cents. A lot of you broads, a lot of you black single mothers, y'all about to feel it. Because not only are we at highs of inflation, gas is high. We're short on baby Enfamil and Similac, which most of you women should be feeding your daughters and sons off your breasts. But even if you don't, we're on short supply for that. So that shit's gonna be astronomical. A lot of you single mothers and shit, y'all are about to fucking feel it. Believe that shit. Because in addition to everything I just listed, they're starting layoffs. A lot of these companies are done giving these higher wages and shit. They're gonna be concentrating on building the infrastructure of their companies or keeping upkeep on the infrastructure. And they're laying people off. Not hiring any new people. I know you guys didn't think this shit everywhere hiring is gonna last forever. Now, most people, especially my people, black people, you got all the time in the world to be on the internet, going back and forth and shit. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on in the streets, because it impacts you too. A lot of you a few years ago, not my president, and we don't like Trump, and he sends mean tweets and whatnot. Y'all singing a different tune, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's hilarious to me. I love it. I love it. It keeps me going, because you people have. It's like this. Back in the day when I was a little girl, even when I was a teenager and young adult, you never talked about politics and religion, because it's very fucking rude. It's none of your business who someone votes for, number one. No more is any of your business how someone chooses to worship. But times have since changed. And politics, especially with the mix of social media, politics are openly discussed. Or somewhat openly discussed, because a lot of these platforms manipulate posts and videos and different things when the person's opinion doesn't line up with the platform's opinion or outlooks. Talking about politics is very rude. But if you're gonna talk about politics, nobody should be talking to anyone else like they're a fucking idiot because of the candidate they choose. Everyone has their reasons for what they do. We're dealing with I would have never voted for Biden, because Biden helped write the crime bill at the end of the 90s, and Biden is a big racist. And I've never heard a white man, I don't care how racist he is, I've never heard a white politician blatantly say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. He has no right to say anything like that. And he said it to Charlemagne the God, but he's a fool anyway. I don't care for Charlemagne the God. And black people thought that shit was hee ha ha. Number one, Biden, it's just like when these politicians come to the black church to campaign. It's an insult for him to be talking to a hip-hop radio personality to address the black community about the presidential election and what he's going to do for this group of people. It's an insult. Our politics should be handled by hip-hoppers or in the church. No other group of people do that shit except us. He's working on banning guns. This president is a walking disaster. He's leading us into World War III because he has no balls. Our shelves and whatnot are bare, and they're going to get worse, because as these layoffs come along, a lot in the shipping industry, they're going to be laying off people, and they can't find people to work. In addition, our shelves are bare. We're at war. Our food is high as hell. Our gas is high as hell. Luckily for me, I'm single. Now, I don't live a life of grandeur. I don't have everything I want, but I was smart enough to never be a single fucking mother. I take that back, because I don't like using that term. Shout out to my divorcees and widows, pardon me. Hell, widowers too, because those are just men who lost their wives. But in this conversation, I'm glad I'm not a baby mama, because all them food stamps you hoes go and run and sell, and I know you do, with your weaves and your nails and your bullshit, in a minute you're not going to be able to afford that. Guaranteed. You niggas too, with your Jordans and your cars and your whores and your strippers, y'all ain't going to be able to afford that. Talking about, we need to bring Trump back. Oh, no. Y'all got 2 more years of this shit. We're not even in the middle yet. If Trump gets reelected in 2024, the damage has been done. If he even wants to run again. The way he was treated in the media and by the people, I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to run again. That man was still an American, and he's a baby boomer American who remembers when the country made shit. And I don't care he didn't pay taxes. Who gives a fuck? The reason he didn't pay taxes is because Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer, all those people that are sitting in the White House in Washington now, were sitting there before I was born. And they made the policies so millionaires don't have to pay taxes. They made these policies, yeah. It was them. So if Trump didn't pay any taxes, like he said, he was just being smart. If I was in his position, I'd use loopholes too. But a good president he was. And now you guys are seeing it. And your tears taste so sweet. And since y'all are asking for Trump back, let me ask you this, black people. Who's the house nigga now? And on that note, I'm about to get this money, YouTube. I'll be producing a couple other videos. Y'all stay safe out there.